Hi. This morning I have some knives to do. I have some great knives actually, a bunch of Wusthofs, a beautiful Japanese petty, and a global, as well as a sinky. I call them sinkies because they're probably made out of sink steel, but still people love them and so they get sharpened. So I've already set the angle at around about 28 to 30 degrees. I've roughened the wheel up at 80. 80 grit on the diamond sewn means about 240 grit on the wheel. I find that that's the best for roughing out a new bevel. And most knives that come to me need a new bevel. The reason I always go tip first, which is the opposite to what everybody else does, is that I find that if I balance the tool against this rest in the beginning, I know that it's at the exact correct angle and I can start at the tip at the exact correct angle. The reason that that's important, I'll show you in a minute. I can also finish under control. Whereas if I start here, as you place the knife down, it could be crooked, it takes you a while, it ruins the whole blade, right? So this way we're under control. We've got a perfect bevel all the way through, and I can finish at the heel perfectly. Keeps everything under control, provides a far superior result than what the normal practice is. And this is my experience after having sharpened thousands of knives and gone through about, how many am I counting? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, probably 6 of these wheels. That's a lot of experience. Now I'm already feeling a burr there, but not all the way through. A little bit shy here. The reason that it's often shy here is that we travel too fast, but of course as you're going around a corner, it only provides one single point of contact, whereas when you're on the straight, that point of contact goes all the way across and gets ground a lot more. So it's often good to slow down when you're going around these corners. Like this. And I'm slower there. And once I'm on the flat, I can speed up a little bit. And then slow down again for the heel. Making sure that I give that back spot plenty of time to grind. See? Easy. Beautiful. Look at that. That's fantastic. Nice heel. Ooh, what's that? Water? Right, there's a bit of a chip there, isn't there? Is there? No, that's just a bit of grime. You can see this bevel. Perfectly even all the way to the back. There's a bit of a heel tip here, which I'm going to grind down a little bit later. Well, in fact, I'll do it now. And yes, I did touch the edge there a little bit, so I'll have to redo that again. Good. nice. And this is of course a Wusthof classic, quite a large one. This one's 26 centimeters, which is 9.5 inches, nearly 10, actually 10. Yep, because 25 mil is 1 inch, or 25 point something. So now this has been roughed out, and I've got a good, maybe a little bit weak across the top there, so I'm going to give it another one. Maybe another one on this side. Perfect. Should be able to feel a strong burr. It's a bit difficult in the mornings when your hands are so cold. So yep, feels good. Next I want to smooth it out a bit by using a 320 grit diamond plate. You should be able to hear that that's a little bit less crunchy on the blade. Doesn't need much, a couple of passes is all. That smooths it out nicely. See those tips? Magnificent. Smoother grain. Good heel. Now next step. I always start on the back of the burr to polish the back of the burr and weaken it, and quite light. You don't want to overdo this because you'll polish the edge down to a round apex, and you don't want that. What you want is to do it a few times and then find that you haven't done it enough, and that way you know you're creeping up on it. I use the back of my fingernail to feel for roughness. I can feel roughness there, so it needs a bit more, maybe some green on there. And the angle that I'm deburring at or honing at is, if I lay the knife down and it's too flat and off the bevel, it'll be smooth running. As I lift it up, I find that when I'm on the bevel, it'll catch because there's more friction because you're covering the whole bevel, and pull across. And so I'll go to that point and then lift it up a bit so that I know that I'm on the actual apex, because shining the bevel is really serves no purpose. Except for looks, which we're not interested in. You want to get right on that edge. And you can tell you're there because you get a fine little line of polish. I'll show you in a minute. And you can check with the wax still on there, it doesn't harm. Yeah, that feels buttery smooth, so that's finished and no more needed. And just wipe off the excess wax. The wax, of course, carries the abrasive. One last check before I take it off the jig. And that feels perfectly smooth. Come over to the bench. Take it off. Quick test on the telephone book paper, which is a very good test for sharpness. Nice. Couldn't be better. Let's do a tally-ho test. That is as sharp as that will ever need to be. Perfect. Give it a spray with 90% IPA and a clean cloth. It takes all your fingerprints off, and it's ready for the client. Now, one last thing I do is I cut a little piece of yellow tape and I pop it on here so that it serves as a warning to show people that this has been sharpened, or to ask why is there tape on there from the owner. And that is a beautiful, where's the label? There it is. Wusthof. There you go. Classic. Beautiful knife. It's already been sharpened before, you can tell, because this is rounded off. Normally when they're brand new they come to a fine point, so this has probably lost a mil or two, but that is as sharp as it needs to be. Beautiful tips, a magnificent result. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.